For the past 7 years, one organization in affordable housing has not only recognized the great need for advancing racial equity, but has devoted significant effort to providing others in housing with the tools and resources to transform themselves and the industry. The Housing Development Consortium of Seattle-King County has not so much created a separate racial equity initiative as integrated the principles of racial equity in all its work with member organizations. HDC started this work in 2013 in collaboration with the Seattle Office of Civil Rights. One of the first steps was developing a racial equity toolkit for housing organizations to use, but that was only one part. Where HDC has shown true leadership is in its active role in convening and mobilizing people to do more and do better together. Its Recruiting Diversity Task Force works to spread the principles of racial equity and increase the recruitment, retention, and mobility of people of color throughout affordable housing. And it has directly brought new, diverse faces into the industry through its Housing Development Internship Program. In all these ways, HDC has given our state's affordable housing industry a model for how to intentionally counter and dismantle racism. And more than a model, specific tools, resources, and support.
On behalf of HDC, our members, and our partners, we're humbled to be receiving the Racial Equity Friends of Housing Award. You may know that King County has declared racism as a public health crisis. When we look at the intersections of housing, along with racism and public health, we know that Black, Indigenous, and people of color, queer, trans, and disabled populations are disproportionately experiencing housing instability. This is especially true during COVID-19. To address the disproportionalities and entrenched barriers to housing, we need to envision a future that understands housing as a human right. We need to also acknowledge that those who are closest to the problem and those who bear the burdens of inequities are the ones who have the solutions. They are the ones who are best positioned to bring about meaningful change. In the past decade, with the commitment, support, and push from our members, we have been working hard to address systemic and institutional racism through our race, equity, and inclusion programs. We're thrilled to be moving into our second year of the Housing Development Internship Program, which aims to operationalize equity by recruiting, training, and retaining the next generation of BIPOC leaders in our sector. The success of this program not only debunks the theory that there aren't enough qualified people of color to go into development, it also highlights the importance of redistribution of power and how leaders can co-design and re-envision housing that's community-centric and inclusive. White supremacy remains a part of our daily lives and our power structure. The current atrocities, along with Breonna Taylor's verdict, felt like yet another example of injustice and the imbalance of power. While there is volatility and suffering in our nation and around the world, I'm deeply encouraged by our members and our partners and their commitment to racial equity. There is much work ahead of us, and we are committed to our vision more than ever that all people live with dignity in safe, healthy, and affordable homes within communities of opportunity. Thank you for your support.